First off, our article is History Comes Alive, 7th grade field trip. To the picture on the left, there is Mr. Bauer, the history teacher, preparing for the trip by reading the book on George Sternberg, founder of the museum. On the right, the picture is Mr. Bauer sharing information from the book on George Sternberg. Founder of the museum was Isaac Mata and Chris Fernandez. This article is written by Chris Fernandez and Isaac Mata. T-Rex, pterodactyl, and megalodons, oh my! On Friday, September 6th, the 7th grade class is going to the Sternberg Museum in Hays, Kansas. The class will leave at 8:15 a.m. and return at 3 p.m. As part of the Mr. Bauer's Kansas History course, the class studies the ancient history of Kansas, including Sternberg and how he became a fossil hunter. The Sternberg Museum is a world-class museum with lots of exhibits, including several on ancient Kansas. According to Mr. Bauer, social studies teacher, another reason that we are going is because we will be able to see bigger, better, and real artifacts. Usually, paleontologist Ian Shreve comes to the school to talk to the class about ancient Kansas history and the museum. This year, Shreve will give the class a tour of Sternberg, explaining the displays and exhibits. The class can also bring money to buy souvenirs from the museum and buy snacks. I'd also like to take the time here to apologize for any mistakes I may make pronouncing names and such. And we will roll on to our next article, which is called Bringing in the News, written by Isaac Mata, Eric Mata, and Victor Rosales Ubanda. We needed something for those students who didn't want band or couldn't afford instruments. We needed a class that would give them a valuable skill, said Principal White. Thus began the fall semester junior high creative writing class. When asked why a school newspaper, Ms. McAllister responded, news writing is a skill that combines creative writing, which includes hooking and maintaining the interest of the reader, technical writing, and investigation. The newspaper plans to publish twice a month through December. Second semester, the students will go to music appreciation with Mrs. Knight. Moving on to the next page, we have the article Rounding the Roundabout by Audie Weaver. Recently, at the intersection between Highway 50 and 281, the Kansas Department of Transportation, or KDOT, began construction on a roundabout. The idea behind the roundabout was to make the intersection less deadly and improve safety. Due to the high traffic of oversized trailers, it will not be a typical shape. There will be a center circle for regular-sized vehicles, such as cars or trucks, and a large angle road for oversized vehicles like the semis hauling the wind turbines. It is projected to cost a total of $5.2 million. The contractor's schedule states that the completion date is the 13th of September. To the side here, we have the proposed roundabout finished project. The image is from Hutch News, and we have a QR code you can scan to learn more information about the roundabout. Our next article here is The Fountain Facelift by Ava Smith. The fountain downtown is getting a makeover. It was cracking and had started to fall. Therefore, the city decided to tear it down and remodel it. I went to the city office and interviewed the city clerk, Jamie Getty, and asked her some questions about the new fountain to gather more information. One of my questions was how much the fountain will cost to build. She claims that they don't have a total cost for it yet, but they're in the process of receiving a $30,000 donation from Jim and Sybil Ronan to help cover the costs. The concept is the same, but there are a few differences, Jamie says. Right now it is curing for 28 days, then they will finish the final touches. She states that the new fountain will hold the same amount of water as the old one. Jamie and the contractors believe that the work was done well, and they hope for it to last another 106 years, if not longer. The original fountain was dedicated to Tom Mosley and named the Mosley Memorial Fountain in October of 1913. And we have some pictures to the side here. Above, there is the original fountain, and the picture below is the fountain in mid-restoration. Images are from the City of St. John website. You can also scan the QR code to learn more about the fountain. Our next article is advice from the Tiger. What to Expect in 7th Grade by Arlena Miller. What you should expect in 7th grade is far different from 6th grade. You could feel nervous at first. You might be a little bit nervous about meeting your teachers, but there's no reason to be. If you're scared about going into the wrong class, check your schedule and look for the teachers' names on the doors. Another tip is to try to make it to class before the bell rings. If you're worried that you might show up late to class, tell your teacher so you won't be marked tardy. Most of all, to have a good start of the year, listen to the teachers, respect others, help others as required, and don't procrastinate. And the picture shown is 7th graders Arlena Miller and Ava Smith taking the advice on the article here and checking over their class schedules. Have a question or need advice? Ask the Tiger by emailing mcallisterj@usd350.com and labeling it Ask the Tiger. And this QR code apparently hides a secret. Below we have the birthdays of August and September listed. I won't be reading them here, but you can look at them at the website when this is all posted. Next article, we have Tiger Pride Night by Victor Rosales Ubanda. Tiger Pride Night was a school event for families in the community to watch the junior high and high school fall sports scrimmages. There was an all-school open house from 5 to 6:30 p.m., as well as a kindergarten orientation at 5:45 p.m. At the football field, the PTO had a hot dog cookout joined by the Booster Club, which served watermelon, donated from the DeVore and Osborne farms. At 6:30 p.m., there were Tiger Sprints, where grades K through 6 raced for prizes, followed by new staff introductions, as well as fall team sports introductions. Following the open house, there were junior high and high school volleyball, football, cross country, and tennis scrimmages. On the photos, we have a picture of the new staff of 2019. The photo is courtesy of Dick Smith. On the photo below that, there are junior and senior boys supporting volleyball, which is also provided by Dick Smith. There is a picture of Avery Uni, courtesy of Dick Smith. There's a picture of the class of 2002, Darby Smith and Cassie Long at open house, courtesy of Dick Smith. On the bottom, we have elementary students Miguel Gonzalez, Isaac Maherter, and Caden Foote racing at Pride Night. This photo is also courtesy of Dick Smith. We have a comic in here. It's called School Days by Eric Mata. The teacher starts off with, "Class, we will have only half of school this morning." All the kids are excited. "Awesome, really? Yes." And then the teacher responds, "The other half is this afternoon." Unfortunate. For our next article, it is called Ready, Set, Run by Eli Foote. Who in their right mind likes to run? Well, on the St. John Junior High School cross-country team, they do, and they're running fast too. The cross-country preseason is going well, and Coach Joel Delp stated, "I think we have a shot at winning every meet." There are 8 new junior high runners and 4 new high school runners, plus those returning from last year for a total of 10 junior high and 12 high school runners, plus 1 manager. Even though the team is doing so well, there are still going to be difficult meets, as Delp said. Sterling is going to be tough, but I think we can do it. The photo provided is of 2019 junior and senior high cross-country team. Photo is courtesy of Dick Smith. Our second article on this page is Down, Set, and Hike, Junior High Football by Israel Torres. Who practices in the heat? Who practices in the cold? St. John Junior High football players do. When asked about the expectation for the team, head coach Mr. Mandarino said, "I want my team to have fun, work hard, and give it their all." Coach Mandarino is assisted by Mr. Nusser, adapted PE teacher. 2019 team members include 8th graders Randy Calvillo, Joey Drake, Eli Foote, Abelardo Lanas, Israel Torres, Alan Valenzuela, Dorian Villanueva, Chandler Williamson, Braxton Uni, and 7th graders Aiden Adam, Brandon Hinkle, Garrett McAllister, and Braden Salem. The team's manager is 8th grader Tegan Tanner. The first game was September 5th against Maxville at 6:30 p.m. The final score was 58-36, Maxville over St. John. And our pictures here, above and right, are the 2019 junior high football teams. Photos courtesy of Dick Smith. And we are here at the end, which provides more photos for us. The top photos are the high school tennis team, and the rest of the photos are of the 2019 junior and senior high volleyball teams. Photos are courtesy of Dick Smith. This is called Tiger Pride Night Photo Style. The Tiger Tales staff is listed here. Morgan Gunter, co-editor. Malaya Hearn, co-editor. Georgia Blakesley, writer. Veronica Boley/Miller, writer. Chris Fernandez, writer. Eli Foote, writer. Adanile Gonzalez, writer. Addison Kilman, writer. Eric Mata, writer. Isaac Mata, writer. Arlena Miller, writer. Victor Rosales Ubanda, writer. Ava Smith, writer. Israel Torres, writer. Audie Weaver, writer. And, of course, Mrs. McAllister, the sponsor/lead editor. And that concludes the junior-senior high news.